Hey, Shalom Markings for Karma Kapash from GMS London. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Chadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful let pushing the truth and not sincerity. Back again with another video, right? Here in California, you got you had brawls going on, right? Parents with the alphabet community, you know, because the whole alphabet community is getting out of hand. They've been given too much power. They want to indoctrinate your children in schools, and there's people out there that don't want to be down with this agenda that these Edomites are pushing. Right? You're gonna have those that do resist against the NWO, and there's certain things that they are trying to implement. Right? The majority of the world is gonna go hand in hand with Esau, because he's got them under that under that spell. But there's certain things about this kingdom these people are not happy with, man, and they're prepared to go out there and cause problems for it, right? And there's groups out there that know about certain of these elites and their their agendas, man, and they're preparing for the time to rise up and stand up against the tyranny, right? They're prepared to do it. All right, so in this time to come, when the MOTB is introduced, okay, ain't everybody gonna want to get it, all right? As we know, there's lots of talk out there on the internet, right, about people's fears and what people believe it to be, what it means, right? Especially if they're into the scriptures, they would express their their desire or lack thereof to be on board with it, right? But this is what's going to happen to them, right? This is what's only going to happen to them, right? They're going to resist, and Esau is not going to play nice with them. Esau's going to put them down, because they're being rebellious, all right? And we're going to read it here in Revelations 13 and 15 here. And it said, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? So if you're not down with this system, you don't want to worship the image of the beast. He's neo-democracy, this democracy is so-called, right, that he's promoting. You don't want to eat fake meat and bugs, and you don't want to be live in 15-minute cities, and you want to drive, and you don't want to be dictated what you can and can't use, right? If you don't want all of that, and you're going to resist, you're going to be disobedient, all right, then you basically putting a target on yourself, and the Esau's going to look to take you out, and some of you're out there with with your bunkers and bug out bags and getting off grid and all that kind of shit. Some of you prepared to do all of that, but a lot of you ain't. Right? A lot of you ain't prepared to do all that. All right. And so you're going to be very limited in your options. All right. And like I said, Esau's going to come down you like a hammer. And squash any rebellion out. Right. But a lot of you are going to turn cold because time's going to be severe. Right, and all that conviction that you had before, before it was real bad. Okay, you're gonna come around to the idea that maybe this is just for the best, because as the scripture tells you, man, in Egypt during the 7 years of famine, the famine prevailed over them, right? Their bellies started growling, they started talking to the man, and convinced them, man, the best thing to do was just get your bread, all right? Which means give yourselves unto Pharaoh, which is the equivalent of giving yourselves unto Esau and this government. Okay, get your hip, okay, and get your bread, get your rations, because you need to eat and your family needs to eat. So a lot of people are going to turn cold because they don't have the integrity and the resolve to go through what the world is going to go through. All right, but this is what's on Esau's agenda, man. If you don't want to get down with his order, then he's quite happy to kill you. Alright, so guys like this, I'm not gonna play the video, but you see these men are fighting, the alphabet communities, alright, because they're not happy, how they're dealing with their children and shit. And why should they be? Why should they have to stand for that? Alright. But anyway, read on, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right. So people that are down with the system are going to take that MOTB. Okay, but there's going to be those that are going to resist, and there's some of those that are going to resist and basically cave into the pressure. All right, but people are not happy in this world, man. There's groups of people in this world, man, that are extremely unhappy, like real pissed off. But ultimately, this whole world is in a poor state. You know, there's discontent everywhere, man. Nobody's happy out here. You know, some more just disgruntled than others, man. All right. This is Proverbs 29 verse 2. Says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. Okay, this world is in a sad state, man, and everybody, like I said, everyone in this world is really disgruntled. You know, there's a lot of confusion going on right now. There's a lot of problems and issues that are not being addressed. All right, all this fighting, disagreements, right? Because of Esau and his doctrine, his wine that he's given to everybody, man. All right. So yeah, so when the righteous are in authority, the people shall rejoice, or the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, okay, who's in power right now? The wicked, Esau, the so-called white man. He's the wicked, right? He bear fruit, and the people mourn. Okay, people are not getting their fair shake in this world, man, because Esau out there oppressing everybody. All right. And this is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right. So right now, you know, this is just fists. You know, man, they're just throwing the fists around. You know, expressing their frustration and their anger, right, over this one particular subject. Right. But when shit really gets through, man, these men are gonna take up arms. Okay, weapons, man, swords, guns, whatever they got to get, they're gonna go out there with it, right? Because them men are gonna be hungry, right? And they're gonna have the families to protect and to feed and whatever, man. Things is gonna get real. Okay, violence will increase in the earth, man. Violence is not gonna recede. All right, it says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, right? Because it's the end times. Okay, the end of societies, man. The end of kingdoms. Okay, it's happening. It's on its way, right? So the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. Sedition is rebelling against the governments. You know, not listening to their rhetoric. You know, not accepting their legislations and their doctrines that they're trying to push. Okay. So and invading one another, right? They're going to turn on each other. Right? They're going to turn on, you know, the people in their surroundings, because they don't give a fuck about me anyway. I'm going to give a fuck about you. And the world is already a fucked up place already, but people's hearts are really going to become cold, like the scriptures say. The heart of many shall wax cold, right? And we saw it during the pandemic, man. You know, there were both sides of the fence, man. Those that are pro, those that are anti, getting V'd, right? They were wishing death upon each other, man. You know, oh, you're putting me at risk, I hope you die, and all this shit. You know, mostly the pros, the pro V's, they were getting in, man. They were wishing death. You know, you put my grandma at risk, man. You should die, and all this kind of bullshit. You know, things got real hateful, and it's the same like on the political world, on the political spectrum, the right and left, and the red and blues, and Republicans and Democrats. It's the same shit. Man, are getting real aggressive and violent to each other, man, and you know they're looking to kill each other, man. Right? So violence will, you know, like I said, increase, and they're not going to give a shit about each other. People are not going to give a shit about each other, man. All right? They'll run through houses. Okay, take whatever they need to take. Take your life if they need to. In the process, you know. Take your wife, take your children, whatever they want. You know. There's some gremlins out here, man. You know. And you know they like to take advantage of shit like this. All right. It says They should not regard their kings nor princes, okay, their powers, the authorities, okay, those the leaders. They're not going to listen to them, right? And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, because shit gonna have to get locked down because of the havoc. So a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their shall destroy their houses with a sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right, that's gonna be the turning point, man. When people are gonna lose their shit, you know, because things get real when it's, you know, it's affecting you physically, not only mentally, but it's affecting you physically, man. And you know, you're watching, you know, your family, your children, you know, complaining that they're hungry and shit, man. You know, and you feel bad. You know what I mean? And you want to go and do something, right? Well, people are going to get pushed to the edge in this time. All right, so yeah, you know, it's mild, it's, you know, it's soft right now, you know, just a couple of fists, you know, but things will get violent, more violent, okay, over everything. Okay. In 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 3 says, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, right? And this is another uproar, this is another protest and riots and, you know, all these things that are happening in the earth, not in just one place, but in the whole earth. Shit like this be going down all the time, all over the place, right? It says, and then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? So it's all plotted out, charted out, right? The Most High's plan. It's all part of his script, and he wrote this script a long time ago, man. From the beginning, right? And now it's just all playing out, right? So for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Okay, we're in the end times, and so the end is manifesting, man. All these things that were spoken about in these last days are coming to pass. Okay. So even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby you've believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Okay, and that's the Lord's elect, okay, which is of the nation of Israel. All right. This is Revelation chapter 3 verse 10 says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, right? And this again, this is speaking about the elect. The Lord's going to keep his elect from that hour of temptation. Okay, when that MOTB is being, you know, pushed upon the people, like I said, many people are going to go flock to it. Some are going to be, you know, have to have their arms twisted. Some men have to have the arm broken. All right, some men have to do it. You're going to have to do it by gunpoint, you know, depending on the situations, right? But, you know, most of the world is going to come forward and take that MOTB, just like they did with the V. All right, but like I said, you're going to have those there that are going to resist. They don't trust the government. They don't trust, you know, they don't trust the science, right? You got people that don't trust these people, right? So, but just because you don't trust them, and just because you don't necessarily take this MOTB, don't mean, or doesn't make you part of the elect, right? Because like I said, there's a bunch of Edomites out there that don't trust the government too, right? But they're gonna die, right? And not for the Lord, right? They're not gonna be delivered, right? But for the elect of Israel, the Lord is gonna preserve them in the hour of temptation, man. Okay, the Lord will not allow them to receive that mark. Okay, the Lord will deliver them from such, you know, any you know, type of situation where that could happen. You're going to be delivered from that if you're of the elect. You know. So because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. Right. So it's a global thing that's going to happen to everybody, man. The pressure's going to be on, right? So we shall come upon all the world to try them, which is to test them that dwell upon the earth, to test people's faith. And like I said, just because you don't take it, like I said, there's going to be those that are going to resist and die in the process, man. And don't make you of the elect necessarily, man. All right. Like I said, a lot of you man believe in Jesus Christ and all this kind of, you know, all this BS, different idols or whatever. All right. But these things are not of the Lord, so you don't have the Lord's protection. Okay, these are nothing but idols, and the idols can't offer you no protection, man. You know, all your Buddhas and your Allahs and all this stuff, they ain't gonna protect you, man. So even if you don't take it, okay, you're gonna get put to death. Okay, you ain't surviving, man. Or if you do manage to survive, you're going into slavery. You know, this is what it is. All right, so yeah, you have to be of the elect of Israel. That's it. You know, that's what it has to be. Okay, but the elect ain't gonna take this MOTB. All right, even the elect may die in the process of not taking that, but we know the elects, you know, they're covered, man. Okay, they died in the Lord. Okay, and they're going to be the first to come back with the Lord, man. So, you know, this is Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of God Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image. Okay, just like us, we're not down with this system. We don't trust Esau. Okay, we don't trust the wicked, right? We don't want no part of his world. Okay, we can't wait for it to be destroyed. All right, so if he you know, if he wants us to take it, man, he's gonna have to kill us, man, because we ain't gonna be taking it, Lord willing. If we are the elect, we ain't gonna be taking it, man. But we may be put to death, resisting that, and so be it. You know. It says which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. All right, so we're gonna go into the kingdom and reign with Yahweh Shai. Right, even if we die in the flesh, that's where we're gonna be. We're gonna be by Yahweh Shai. Okay, and we're gonna rule in the kingdom of heaven, man. So, Lord, none of us cop out in the end, man, because you know the reward, the prize is so great. What's death? What's death, man? We're about to conquer death through Yahweh Shai. We've conquered death already, man. So let's not fear that if it comes upon us, man. You know. This is Ezekiel 28 verse 10. We'll close with this. This is and this is concerning the heathens, man. But like I said, you're gonna have those pockets of resistance out there that they ain't gonna want to get down with it, man. Okay, they want their liberties and freedoms and all this shit, right? But you're gonna die, right? And like I said, it's not gonna be in the Lord, right? You're just gonna die. Okay, and this Ezekiel 28 verse 10 says this: "So thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised." Okay, by the hands of strangers, right? And this is speaking about Esau, but you know, the statement is true, and you're gonna die the deaths of the uncircumcised, of the heathen. That have no part of this, man. You're gonna die as a heathen. You know, that's how you're gonna end, man. There's not gonna be no glory for you because you resisted. You know, because you wasn't with it. Who cares, man? You're an Edomite or whatever, man. Whatever the fuck you are, whatever heathen you are, it don't matter. Okay, because this salvation isn't for you, man. So you can resist all you want, but you might as well just give in. You know, save yourself some problems. But you know, you're gonna die, and Esau's gonna come and do you in. You know, if you ain't you know, buggered off into the forest and your bunkers and your bug out shit, and you know, if you ain't done all that. But like I said, even if you manage to somehow get around Esau, okay, we're just gonna come and scoop you up with the angels, man, and put chains on you, man. So, you know, is what it is, isn't it, right? But yeah, you know, Lord, with this is edifying. I'm gonna end it there, and I'll catch you, brothers and sisters, on the next video, man. So next time, shalom.